네가 그 안에서 총질을 하든 밖에서 야바이 짓을 하든 달라지는 건 없어.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top fan theories about Squid Game.
I'm looking forward to it.
If you haven't watched the show yet, consider this your spoiler alert. Number 9. Writing on the Wall. Bizarrely, this went unnoticed not only by most viewers, but by the players themselves, even when their dormitory was completely emptied. You catch glimpses of drawings on the wall beforehand, but only at the end do you see that all 6 of the games are drawn there. This is interesting because we do see characters get murdered by the frontman for providing the players with information about the next game, despite the fact that the info is right there.
이 게임 안에선 모두가 평등해. 참가자들 모두가 같은 조건에서 공평하게 경쟁하지.
However, it's not clear how much it would have helped to see the symbols, as most of the games aren't necessarily ones you can prepare for ahead of time. It wouldn't have told them which glass stepping stones are breakable, for example.
뭐가 강한 유리인지 어떻게 구별하죠?
Number 8. Red Hair. In the finale, we see Gi-hun grapple with survivor's guilt over winning, particularly over the death of Sang-woo, which he tried to avoid. Eventually, though, after encountering Il-nam again and learning the truth about his role in the barbarity, Gi-hun gains a new lease on life.
자네 덕에 기억도 나지 않던 오래전 일들이 떠올랐어.
Not only does he take Se-byuk's brother out of the orphanage and place him with Sang-woo's grieving mother, whom he also shares his prize money with, but he dyes his hair bright red. Many have wondered what the red hair means, with some believing it's foreshadowing for a second season and that Gi-hun will be a guard next time.
난 말이 아니야. 사람이야. 그래서 궁금해. 너희들이 누군지. 어떻게 사람에게 이런 짓을 할 수 있는지.
Creator Hwang Dong-hyuk said the color represents Gi-hun's inner rage. Number 7. The numbers are symbolic. The numbers of our main cast definitely won't be as random as they seem, even if the true meaning behind them isn't completely known. For example, it's no mistake that Il-nam, whom we eventually find out is the mastermind behind the games, is number 1.
영감님 저기 456명 왔네요.
오야, 영감님 1등으로 오셨네? 나 꼴찌네?
But why is Gi-hun the last player 456? Some believe it means that Gi-hun will bring an end to the games, but interestingly, it's also the same as the prize pool, 45.6 billion won. So does this mean that whoever is number 456 is always going to come out as the winner? And was Gi-hun selected to win before he even entered the games?
빈자리가 얼마 안 남았습니다. 연락 주십시오.
Number 6. The salesman is Il-nam's son.
선생님, 잠깐 시간 좀.
Why did they cast Gong-yu if they weren't going to use him? He's a huge name in South Korea currently, having starred in the wildly popular zombie movie Train to Busan, so it doesn't make sense to have him in such a minor role.
선생님,
이런 거 며칠만 하시면 큰 돈을 벌 수 있습니다. 한번 해보시지 않겠습니까?
It could be that they needed a very charismatic actor to play the role of the game salesman in order to lure players in, or it could be that the salesman is actually a much more important character.
오늘이 며칠이지? 이달 24일이
Potentially, he might be the son of Il-nam and is set to take on the mantle of running the games after Il-nam's death. Number 5. It's international. The VIPs arrive clad in gaudy animal masks to watch the players take on the glass stepping stone bridge. They provide our first insights into how the games are run, why they're run, and who bankrolls that 45 billion won prize pool. They hint that the South Korean games are not the only ones in existence, and that there are more being conducted around the world.
The games this edition have been amazing.
Right, the contest in Korea was the best.
Only time will tell whether we stay in South Korea or perhaps see Gi-hun travel to another country to take on the games there, where they may not know who he is. After all, he was about to leave for America at the end. and most of the VIPs did seem to be from the US.
That was in the report. How did I miss that?
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
Number 4. Foreshadowing.
배신하면 죽인다고 했다.
아이고 무서워라. 우리 한민여 씨 오늘도 게임 잘해보세요.
Eagle-eyed viewers eventually realized that all the major character deaths were foreshadowed earlier in the show. Like all good foreshadowing, this isn't enough to spoil what happens, but it's definitely cool to see on your second, third, or even fourth time watching the show. For instance, early on we see Se-byuk threaten to cut a man's throat for previously ripping her off while trying to move her family across the North Korean border, and she finally dies when Sang-woo cuts her throat. Sang-woo himself almost takes his own life at the start of the show, and in the final episode follows through, so Gi-hun can win the prize.
형, 미안해.
Number 3. Jun-ho isn't dead. This rogue cop on the edge traveled to the island with the purpose of finding his brother, whom he believed had been killed in the games. We eventually find out that this isn't true. The frontman is his brother, and they have a dramatic showdown at the end, which culminates in Jun-ho getting shot and falling from a cliff. We already saw one character die off-screen and then come back later, Il-nam, so it's easy to expect the same trick will be pulled again, and Jun-ho won't actually have died. At the very least, we hope he's still alive because he was one of the best characters. Number 2. Jacket. We already mentioned the significance of Il-nam being number 1 and Gi-hun being 456, but what about when Gi-hun is given Il-nam's jacket just before they take part in the marble game?
이 옷 입고 가. 이 도시 없으면은 사람들이 자네를 우습게 볼 거야.
Many viewers have been wondering what the symbolism of the jacket is, drawing the conclusion that it's a sign to the game's organizers that Gi-hun is not to be harmed, or that he's about to become the winner. There are some more zany theories, however, that Gi-hun is actually Il-nam's son thanks to them both recognizing the fake neighborhood the marble game happens in.
어릴 때 이런 비슷한 골목에서 살았었습니다.
Is Il-nam passing on his jacket proof that Gi-hun is his son and heir?
그동안 고마웠네. 자네 덕분에.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Card colors.
어떤 컬러로 하시겠습니까?
We know how the players are recruited into the games, but we are none the wiser on how the guards arrive or how they're all fine with committing such awful crimes. But the answer might be hiding in plain sight. At the beginning, Gi-hun takes the blue card from the salesman and later wakes up in a cyan tracksuit as one of the players. But it might be the case that if you chose the red card, you'll be drafted in as a guard. If the guards are in just as much debt as the players, with the money to pay them off being dangled over their heads, it makes sense that they would be willing to go along with it.
근데 그런 가면은 왜 쓰고 있는 거죠?
진행 요원들의 얼굴과 신상은 참가자들에게 공개하지 않는 것을 원칙으로 하고 있습니다. 게임의 공정한 진행과 비밀 유지를 위한 조치입니다. 이해해 주십시오.
Let us know in the comments which you think is most likely to be true or which is the most far-fetched. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.